Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep falling for the same type of person? It's a question that haunts so many of us, yet the answer is deeply rooted in the human mind. Our brains are wired for patterns. From the moment we are born, we look for familiarity. We crave what feels safe, even if it's not healthy. And when it comes to love, this pattern-seeking behavior can be both comforting and destructive. Psychologists have found that people often fall for traits they've been conditioned to accept. Maybe it's a controlling partner because that's what they observed in childhood. Or perhaps it's someone distant because emotional unavailability has become the norm for them. Our subconscious keeps replaying old scripts, searching for the same emotional experiences, even if they hurt us. This is why, time and again, we find ourselves in similar relationships, repeating the mistakes of the past. Attachment theory provides a powerful explanation for this phenomenon. Those with anxious attachment styles crave closeness but fear abandonment, often choosing partners who mirror this dynamic. On the other hand, avoidant individuals seek independence but may find themselves drawn to emotionally unavailable partners, creating a push-pull cycle. Neither is inherently bad. It's simply the mind's way of sticking to what feels known. But it's not just childhood wounds that dictate our choices. Neuroscience shows that our brains release dopamine when we experience love, excitement, and even conflict. Yes, even arguments can trigger pleasure in certain people. That means someone who is inconsistent or unpredictable can stimulate your brain in ways a steady, caring partner cannot. This biochemical addiction to chaos explains why we sometimes fall in love with people who make us anxious or unhappy. It's also important to recognize societal patterns. Movies, books, and even songs romanticize tumultuous relationships. From the bad boy to the emotionally distant genius, we are conditioned to equate passion with pain. Our minds begin to believe that love must be intense to be real. So when someone calm, kind, and available comes along, we may unconsciously dismiss them because they don't fit the pattern we've internalized. So, falling for the wrong person isn't a personal flaw. It's an echo of our past, a replay of subconscious conditioning, and sometimes a biological addiction to emotional highs. But awareness is the first step. Recognizing these patterns gives you the power to break free, to stop repeating cycles, and to finally make conscious choices about who you open your heart to. Have you ever felt an instant, overwhelming connection with someone, only to realize later that it wasn't meant to last? That intense spark isn't always love, it's chemistry. Our brains are biological alchemists, mixing hormones, neurotransmitters, and emotions to create powerful illusions. Dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline flood our systems, making us feel euphoric, connected, and even obsessed. But the mind can mistake this chemical storm for true compatibility. When we experience this rush, our critical thinking often takes a back seat. Suddenly, red flags are invisible, incompatibilities are minimized, and the person who might be wrong for us seems perfect. This chemical romance can be intoxicating, and once it's gone, we often look back wondering, why did I fall for them again? The truth is, our brain was simply doing its job, rewarding us for behaviors that felt exciting and familiar. Another factor is the psychological concept called projection. We unconsciously project our desires, fears, and unmet needs onto our partner. A charming liar may appear to be attentive and understanding because they mirror the emotions we crave. We're not always falling for who they are. We're falling for the image our mind constructs around them. This is why patterns repeat. We are not just drawn to similar people, but to similar experiences and emotional landscapes. Fear also plays a subtle, powerful role. Fear of being alone, fear of not being loved, or even fear of change can push us toward the familiar, even when it's damaging. The brain prefers predictable discomfort over unknown happiness, and once you've been hurt before, your mind sometimes sabotages new opportunities, pushing you toward the familiar chaos because it's safe in a strange way. The social element cannot be ignored either. Friends, family, and culture often influence whom we see as attractive or suitable. From social approval to ingrained gender expectations, external pressures can reinforce the cycle of falling for the wrong person. You might choose someone you think is ideal, not because they truly resonate with your emotional needs, but because your mind has been subtly guided toward them by external forces. So, what seems like repeated heartbreak is really a complex interplay of chemistry, psychology, and society. Understanding the difference between infatuation and true emotional compatibility can save you from falling into the same trap repeatedly. Recognizing these patterns is like turning on the lights in a dark room. You suddenly see where you've been stumbling and where you can step forward differently. Now that we understand why we fall for the wrong person repeatedly, the question becomes, how do we stop it? The key lies in conscious awareness and emotional self-mastery. Breaking patterns begins with understanding your own triggers. Journaling, therapy, and self-reflection can help uncover the unconscious motivations behind your choices. Are you drawn to chaos? Do you seek approval from unavailable partners? Recognizing these tendencies is the first step to change. Next is learning to distinguish between infatuation and genuine compatibility. Infatuation is fast, intense, and often all-consuming. Compatibility develops over time through shared values, respect, communication, and trust. By slowing down, observing, and questioning your feelings, you can avoid being swept away by the chemical storm that masquerades as love. Boundaries play a crucial role. People who fall for the wrong type often struggle to set clear emotional limits. Learning to say no, maintaining personal standards, and protecting your emotional space allows you to choose partners who align with your true needs rather than your fears or fantasies. Boundaries are not walls, they are maps guiding you toward healthier connections. Equally important is self-love. People who understand their worth are less likely to tolerate mistreatment or repeat old patterns. Self-love isn't about being selfish, it's about recognizing your own value, embracing your desires, and refusing relationships that undermine your well-being. The more secure you are in yourself, the less you'll chase unavailable or harmful partners. Finally, it's about patience. Breaking cycles doesn't happen overnight. You will make mistakes, stumble, and sometimes fall for the wrong person again. But each experience becomes a lesson. Every heartbreak, when examined mindfully, reveals patterns, triggers, and insights that can guide you towards healthier, more fulfilling love. Remember, love is not a trap, it's a mirror. The wrong person often reflects the parts of ourselves we haven't fully understood or healed. By paying attention, setting boundaries, and embracing self-awareness, you can finally break free from repetitive heartbreak. The love you seek is not a fleeting rush or an illusion. It's a conscious choice, rooted in understanding, respect, and mutual growth.